NC State, Texas, tipping off here in about 10 minutes. We are doing a live watch party tonight of NC State versus Texas in the first four. I've got Jake McSwain with me. And look, there's going to be some glitches here. We're doing this here for the first time, Jake, so we want to let people know ahead of time. I'm already hearing the echo in the back. Do I need to mute that?
No, you should be good, I think.
Okay. But look, Charles Barkley, Dick Vitale, we're not going to be able to hear them. Everybody else can. But for you, Jake, give me some initial thoughts on the game coming in.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that going into this game, it's just exciting to see what's going to happen as far as like how is this NC State team going to respond. Like I think that you're going to be looking for guys to take that next step forward. Darian Williams has historically made his money in March, and that's where we're at now, and that's what NC State paid for. So I think that's what you're going to be looking for.
Yeah, I've seen two different tips. I've seen 920, I've seen 929. So I'm assuming 929 is the official tip.
Yeah, I think that looks about right.
Okay. All right. Look, I was talking with some guys before the game, Jake, about this one for NC State. When I don't know if you've been following some of the projections and some of the mocks and different things like that. It seems trendy right now to be picking the winner of this game to knock off BYU. What do you think of that?
Wait, hold on one second. Yeah, so I mean, I think that from everything I've seen is just complete toss-up, and it makes so much sense when you look at the analytics of it all. Is that you have so closely related teams, with NC State being offensive leaning and Texas certainly being that way as well. It's just a matter of how does that stack up, like which team's strength comes out on top, because it's you talk about matchups all the time in this NCAA tournament world, and it's like, well, who's going to win versus this style versus that style, and it's like, well, they're pretty darn similar outside of how they score. I mean, it's strength on strength, and who can out execute a little bit better.
Yeah, and look, we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. Obviously, we're going to save some things for the post-game Zoom as well. So the plan is to do the live stream during the game. We're going to try and be going, I'm sure, obviously, we're not going to be doing play-by-play, but we're going to have comments on specific plays and how things are playing out. And then we are going to periodically take some breaks, maybe during halftime, maybe during a commercial break, et cetera. And then at the end of the game, we're going to go right into our Zoom for our premium subscribers in Inside Pack Sports. So we're going to still do our post game on Zoom. And so Jake and I, we're still trying to work our way through this. This is something we're hoping, though, we can kind of start doing here moving forward at minimum for some of the bigger games. But certainly, like, for instance, Jake, during the football season, we're watching it anyways a lot of times, right? So during the football season, we could definitely do it for those games at least.
Yeah, I'm excited to test this out. I mean, it's something that I know we've had on our radar for a while. I think it's just a great way to get everyone engaged, have some more live time reactions. So I'm excited for it. Now, James, on this game, when you talk about players that we just have to see go off in order for NC State to come out with a win, like who are you going to be watching early parts of this game more than others?
Well, I did a film room on Van Allen Lubin, and I think he's the X factor for NC State in this game. You go back to the first matchup, Texas couldn't guard him. I thought he really went to work at them with his quickness in pick and roll situations, ISO situations. I think he had 4 or 5 offensive rebound putbacks. Was really impactful. And the way I see it, Jake, I better be careful to say I don't think both teams will shoot it well again, because we know what the shooting's been like. But I kind of don't think Texas is going to make 16 threes tonight. I'm knocking on wood. So can one of these teams find a consistent paint scorer? And so I think if Lubin has a big night, that could potentially be a big swing thing for NC State.
Yeah, we talked about it in both the preview videos that we did. I just feel like Van Allen Lubin is somebody that you got to get the ball in space a little bit in this game. Like you haven't seen it in big chunks throughout the course of the year, but I have to believe that the Quadir Copeland high ball screen action is going to be what NC State goes to first, right? So like you're going to have short roll opportunities. You're going to be able to get him the ball coming off of that, because I don't see a world in which Quadir Copeland doesn't get a ton of attention coming off of that screen, especially after what happened last game. So it's like early, do you make that adjustment, or is that on NC State's radar to try to just get him the ball on a slip or get him on a short roll and let him take that other big off the bounce? I feel like that has to happen.
When you think of Texas, I know Sean Miller this week kind of discussed Copeland and his role. When you think of Texas and how they might look to defend him in ball screen situations, what do you think you're going to see from them? Because they play big at the 5 position, and they're a little slow there as well, slow-footed. I doubt you're going to see a straight switch. Probably see a blitz, hard hedge. Is that your thought?
You would think so. I mean, I don't think he's quick enough to switch. I don't think that they're going to be confident enough in their backline defense to try to do anything with an actual trap. So, to me, it's got to be some kind of blitz where the big's going to show over the top, and that's where in my mind you talk about Van Allen Lubin on a short roll, right? Like he might not have time to get all the way to the basket, but if you can hit him early, then I think it puts you in a good position. Then I think the other question is going to be if they get Darion involved in that pick and roll action with Quadir, how does Texas defend that? Do they commit as heavily with Darion Williams being able to pop? I think that is something where you can alternate between the two and really kind of keep them on their heels.
Yeah, for you, I use Vin. Who are you going with?
I'm gonna stick with Darion Williams. This to me, like I said, people can bitch all they want about the money NC State spent on Darion Williams and the production that you got this year versus what you were expecting. This is the start of a new season where none of that matters anymore. If you get a good Darion Williams game and it starts to get a snowball rolling, NC State's going to be in good shape through this tournament. If he comes out and he struggles, then you're looking at a guy like Paul McNeil. I think Paul McNeil's one where he could get hot and absolutely make himself some money. You talk about a guy I don't know about you, but you talk about a guy that can make himself some money with this NCAA tournament. It's Paul McNeil. Whether that be in college or the pro game, we've seen guys have big NCAA tournaments and parlay that into some draft stock rising.
Well, I think Paul McNeil has already made himself a lot of money. I'm sure you agree with me on that.
Yeah.
He is going to be compensated really well. And you're right. I mean, I think this is big time spotlight. And I know for NC State, we're going to talk a lot probably on the post game. Hopefully not on the post game. Hopefully on the post game, we're talking BYU. Because, Jake, if we're sitting here and it's 12:30 tonight or 1 a.m. and we're talking about what Will Wade's going to do and who they may look at in the portal and what Paul McNeil might do, that might mean it wasn't a good night for the Wolfpack, right? And so Hopefully we're not discussing that. But I'm with you. I think McNeil, in a game where it feels like for as much as we want to ding NC State's defense, if you look at the metrics, Texas has arguably been worse. Have to think a lot of points are going to be scored. The first time around, I mean, there were a lot of shots taken in that game. I mean, it was 102-97, I think 102-95. I mean, you rarely see scores like that played in regulation in college basketball. So the expectation is going to be high scoring, and State's going to need, I think, McNeil to play well at a minimum because the volume should be there for him tonight.
No, yeah. I think that they're both teams, NC State and Texas, that don't play defense at a level you see from other programs, which is fine. That, and that's not a knock.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say that. You talk about oh, well, they're not a defensive oriented program. Well, yeah, because you got to pick and choose a little bit. When you're constructing your roster, you can't. It's really hard to be a team that's going to be top 20 in offense and defense. And if you happen to strike that lightning in a bottle, then you're in great shape. But I think both of these teams put a premium on offensive production. So it's going to be whose guys show up. Now, fortunately, I like NC State's guys better. I think they're more proven over the course of their careers. I think they're a little more well-rounded in what they do. But I don't know, man. I don't know your thoughts, but a guy like Dalen Swain actually kind of worries me the more. I've watched some film back on Texas and watched what they do. Guys like him have given NC State some problems this year. And I just get concerned that he's going to be someone that can kind of get in and do more damage than what he's done throughout, at least in the last matchup with NC State.
Yeah, to me, it's still the volume shooting. And Cam Heidi, we talked a lot about him in the pregame. And will he get lost a couple times? Probably so. Are you going to need him to miss a couple? Probably. Jordan Pope, I mean, he got up 13 threes in the first matchup. And we talked about it on the pregame, Jake. I mean, his early success led to a confidence that I don't know if you play with if you miss some of those threes early on.
Yeah,
and an aggression. Like he was taking off the dribble threes. And so I think if you're NC State, it's going to be important to come out this game early on and try and get a fast start and hopefully get a few stops to where guys aren't, still feeling like they're in Maui.
Yeah. Two things real quick. Just a reminder to all the folks that are watching on the live, utilize the chat feature, put in thoughts, questions, concerns. Like we'd love to address some of that stuff, especially throughout the game, even now. But then back kind of on topic, James, how do you construct matchups? Like we know Pope and what he did in the first game for NC State or against NC State. Kind of how do you match up with that? I mean, the given is going to be Vinay and Lubin on their big. But between Dalen Swain, Pope, Heidi, how do you – I mean, I'm assuming Darian Williams on Heidi as well, but with those three guards, how do you kind of match up there, do you think?
I think you probably have Holloman. I think the matchup is Holloman on Pope, Copeland on Mark. And then what are you doing with Swain and Heidi? I mean, Paul – is he going to be physically aggressive enough to defend Heidi? I mean, I think that's probably from a physical standpoint more of a matchup for Darian. But this is, again, where I go back to, again, for me, wouldn't it be better if you were starting a Terrence Arsenault here, who physically just gives you a better body type for what Texas is doing, even if you're punting offense a little bit, right? You're getting a switchable defender with size to where if he's not a great offensive option, who cares? Your other four should be able to carry the load offensively. And that's kind of been my issue with State's roster. Well, I'm tired of saying roster construction. I think the bigger discussion point should be lineup construction because I think the roster is good enough to win more games. I don't know why people want to make, sweeping statements about changing the roster, but I do think just a tweak of playing more size with Williams and with McNeil, whether it's Abel or Arsenault. I prefer Arsenault. Others prefer Abel. Fine. But I think that just gives them a better look because Heidi and Swain physically, that's going to be tough for Paul, I think, and Darian.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple thoughts there for me. I like Darian starting on Heidi because I think it gives him some protection from like getting in foul trouble.
Yeah,
like I think it's an easier guard for him. Like it's not a guy that's going to attack off the bounce very much. Like you can, as long as you stick with him and don't get caught in some kind of weird rotation, which Darian Williams is kind of prone to do. I like that. But NC State did release the starting five on Twitter, and it's the same starting five. Yeah. So it's not changing.
Yeah, they're not going in a different direction there. Like I said, it is what it is at this point. My hope is next year, and again, we're going to talk roster construction at some point for next season, but I'm not totally certain they're going to go out there and the starting center for NC State is going to be 7-1 next year. I think they're going to value length, and I hope it's going to be at all five positions because you ended up being small really at the two-guard position this year.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of hurt them a little bit because of the development of Copeland, who you're playing at the one. Now, I mean, you can have Holloman guard the one, you know what I'm saying, but where you feel it at is in the switches and the rebounding because it puts a ton of pressure on because I don't know about you, Jake. I think Copeland and Vin are plus rebounders for their even undersized at the five. I think Vin's a plus rebounder for.
He's a good rebounder.
Yeah, good rebounder.
And he's a good rebounder.
And Copeland's really good for the one position, but 2, 3, 4, you don't have rebounders there.
I think you've seen guys that show up. Like Abel's shown the willingness to chip in. I think he has that potential. But like, and Paul McNeil's had a couple games where that looked like that. But yeah, it's you're soft through the middle of that lineup. Like you don't have a lot of guys that can get there. unless I think Arsenault might be more in that plus positional rebounder, but with his role, I don't know.
A couple from the chat. Justin Rouse, is the stuff I saw about overinflated basketballs legit? What do you think about that, Jake? I've seen that going around on Twitter. What type of an impact? It does feel like sometimes you watch these NCAA tournament games and guys are shooting bricks more than we typically see during the season. You know how it is shooting an overinflated ball.
Yeah. I think, even on the high school, that's why I coach in high school, and like very rarely will one of our balls that we have as a game ball get checked, but referees carry a needle in their pockets. Okay. And so like it's not uncommon or terribly uncommon to see a ref, you'll see him bouncing the ball before the game, and usually they'll do the old drop it from your eyes, see if it bounces up past your waist, and if it does, they'll take a little air out of it. So I would have a hard time believing that you get into a situation where you really have that big of a deal. But yeah, I think it's a little. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Couple more from the chat here, but you're switching everything though. Good point. You're still going to end up with some switches, and I think for State ultimately that's going to determine a lot. How willing will Texas look to try and get the ball, force the ball inside after State switched? Because that's going to negate potentially some three-point shooting. How well can State handle rebounding out of switches? Because that's oftentimes, like we talk a lot about rebounding. Well, part of it sometimes ends up being if you've got Vin out guarding a guard at the top of the key, who's down low with a 5 trying to rebound an offensive rebound. And our guys going to be willing to fight. So I think that's where you're going to feel the switching. Question, how much of Abel do you think we see versus how much you want to see? Look, Jake, I think this was Matt Abel's worst game of the year, the game at Maui. We talked about it, but I also think Matt has improved drastically since then. I think he's a totally different player from a confident – well, I don't even say he was confident in that game, maybe too confident. But he's more settled in now to where I'm expecting him to play well, and I think he has to. We discussed it on the pregame, Jake. The first time around, Texas won the bench scoring 31-11. And look, folks are asking about Scotty Abube in here. We'll get to that. You've got Musa Sanya. And then after those two, you're bringing off the bench probably Matt Abel and Terrence Arsenault. Somebody needs to score for you off that bench tonight. If Matt Abel and Arsenault don't play well, it might be a long night for NC State because I don't know if they're going to get to that scoring number they need to get to.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a very healthy chunk of Matt Abel. He's been one of NC State's most consistent scorers. I mean, maybe that might be taking it a step too far, but for me, it feels like he's reliable in the shooting game. Like outside of McNeil and Darian, like he's been NC State's most reliable shooter, it seems like, over the past 3 to 4 weeks. So, I think you really need to rely on him, and hopefully Holloman can chip in as well. Last question, I think, before the game's going to start, I saw someone ask, do you think we'll see zone tonight, or do you think we'll see more of that zone?
I don't know.
I don't like it. I personally don't like it.
I mean, I like playing zone, but I think for some reason we've made zone more complicated than it needs to be. And if you don't know how to play zone, you shouldn't be playing it. Like that's where I'm at on it. And it's clear NC State didn't practice it the first 4 months of the season, trying to do it in a week. I know a lot of folks just say, hey, how hard can it be? Well, on this level, it can be really hard because of the length and athleticism and the way guys can throw the ball around the perimeter and get the spots quickly. You have to know what you're doing. And so I don't know if I want to see it from NC State tonight. I think if I'm NC State, I continue to do what I was doing. I do my switching. I try and rebound, and I try and be – frankly, I think the team that's better offensively is going to win this game.
Yeah, I tend to agree, and I think NC State, when you get to that zone, the mindset's not there. Like the worst times you can run zone is when you are you're just complacent and sit back in it. But I think on my screen, at least, tip's about to happen.
There you go. So we're going to tip it up here. Like I said, we've got I've got the audio muted in the office, so we're just going to randomly talk about plays. I think Jake's going to have we're going to run maybe a different screen at some point. But yeah, NC State wins the opening tip, and
hey, Darian Williams right off the bat.
We got a Darian Williams post up that everybody doesn't want to see, and you get a 2-0 lead for NC State. I did see a question here, and we'll continue to answer questions as the game's being played. Does Abube end up with anything in the box score beside fouls? Hopefully Scotty doesn't have to play much tonight, right? I really think if you can stay out of foul trouble and kind of limit those minutes, hopefully Musa's a little better this week than he was in Charlotte. And if he is, then maybe you can just go with Musa and Vin, because I just don't think you get much from Scotty statistically. And at this point, man, hey Jake, I tell people a lot, it's not wrestling.
Yeah.
Right?
If it was, Bube would be a starter for sure.
If it was, we'd be good.
Did they change that call without having to review?
I was surprised by that.
Yeah, that doesn't. I haven't seen that happen very much. Finally, refs talking in. One thing, like, I've been not concerned about this year, but I think it's bothered me is you see, those calls that refs typically make where they'll call out of bounds off of like the wrong team instead of calling a foul. Yep. Like I feel like there have been 5 or 6 of those this year that I can remember where they've called it like, oh, I'm not going to call a foul, but I'll give State the ball, and then the other team challenges it and goes the other way.
Yep.
Random thought, but man, it's just like that's got to stop now that this new challenge system's in place.
You see it a lot in the NBA now.
Man, that's 2 bad shots for Lubin, or like just not good misses.
Yeah, he's got to be more competitive on those. But he also has to stay out of foul trouble tonight. Because we were just talking about Sanya and Abube, but this is a game you could steal some minutes with Abube.
Oh, good stop. That's 2 possessions in a row where they've run a high screen and one. No foul. They're letting them play. Except for that. But you've seen NC State now twice on that high screen and roll with a hard hedge instead of a switch. Like they're not switching. They're not switching out Benal and Lubin tonight,
which is different from the Maui matchup.
Mm-hmm.
JJ 8341, best 2 minutes of defense we played in a while.
I agree with that.
There you
go. A good start so far for NC State as far as forcing turnovers, and guys seem to be buzzing around a little bit. Switching 1 through 4, it looks like. Uh-oh.
That's again, the effort thing I'm talking about. Why are we gapping so much from ball side? Like, that's the stuff that bothers me. It's like most players at this level, Jake, they're skilled. They're not skilled to make cross-court passes coming downhill off ball screens.
No.
So don't help off the short corner. Right. Don't help off the short corner and
man.
Okay.
Well, that's 2 on Holloman. Texas also, like we said, they're hedging right now as well. Big's not coming off.
But why is Copeland so deep?
Doesn't need to be. There was really not even a threat on that drive. That's the thing that bothers me.
That's what pisses me off when folks talk about effort. Like, that's not an effort defensive play. That's a execution defensive play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do less. Just stay with your man. Don't help so much.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Trey Holloman was trying to play offense and turned it over, and so picked up a second. But you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I feel like Holloman the last month on offense, he's had like 2 good games, and it's just everything else seems so forced. Like when it comes his way, there's like nothing that really screams like high level basketball from his game right now.
Yeah,
oh shit. Hard time finishing right now for NC State. Really reminiscent of the UVA games we've seen. Like, I mean, Copeland's had 2 kind of point blank looks. That was just a good defensive play, but
well, yeah, that was a good defensive block right there.
Yeah.
But any sort of miss, and you've got been rolling behind it for a putback.
Yeah.
And, Quadir, as a guard, he's got to know those.
God, like, what are we? Don't get that. So it looks like
I
you
mean,
have McNeil on Heidi, or at least you did on that possession. And again, that was just over helping. Like we talked about it. It just feels like NC State's really not sitting in the gaps. Like they're sitting too deep in the gap. Man.
dude, just go finish. Like, okay. This is where when folks say at times with Copeland, why wasn't there more of him on the ball at other places? This is why.
Man,
You see the
what are we
frustrations
doing?
over helping,
Golly.
sagging. Again, doing too much. Why am I sagging?
Off Heidi, and that's what when we talked about that
Yeah.
in the previous. This is the guy you can't. It's a foul.
No call.
They are letting him play, except for Trey Holloman. Yeah, they're letting him ride right now. Like that was that last play was a foul in the regular season, 100%.
It's to me, man. That's defensively. You gotta be smarter. like I'm not sure of the help. It's safe to say Quadir Copeland has not had a good 5-minute start to this game.
No, that after the first, the first 2 minutes of defense was great, and then you just saw a lot of the bad habits that NC State has. And to your point, it's not an effort thing. Like guys are moving around, they're just doing too much. Like how do you rotate off of Heidi to go to somewhere else where we had two running at the ball? Like you just gotta know the personnel, know the scouting report, and sit tight. I don't quite understand it.
Again, trying to do too much. Do less. Right? Yeah.
But to me, it's not even a defensive issue at this point in the game. Like this is like NC State's offense has to perform better. Like right now, like you're getting to the rim, you're making some bad decisions / missing some shots, and they're letting some contact go around the rim, and that's been on both sides. Like that's not been like the 2 fouls Trey Holland picked up were just bad open court fouls where they probably were, and you kind of got to call them. But man, like you got to go through contact a little stronger and actually get to the rim.
And you guys want to understand the value of and why we look at usage rate. Darian Williams touched the ball the first possession. Has he touched it the last 5 minutes or the last 4 minutes? A touch. I don't believe
maybe one, but that's.
Did he take a shot?
No, didn't take another. I think he's one.
It might have been an inbounds. It might have been a rebound.
Yeah, he's 1 for 1. That's and nothing else right now.
Yeah. And so, look, it can't be every single possession with Copeland. And that's not a knock on Copeland. But Jake, you know this from playing and coaching. Fatigue turnovers, fatigue shots, fatigue mistakes come into play when you're on the ball every single possession trying to make a play.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a problem with several of his attacks. I just thought he chose the wrong finishes at the wrong times. You know, like the one time he tried to contest at the rim, it got blocked. Maybe that time if he goes off 2 feet, he gets a foul.
Yeah.
You know, the one time he tries to go off 2 feet, he had a clear step on the defender. Go ahead and finish it. Like he's got to understand that, you know, his finishing moves better. But it can't just be him every single possession. And this is what pisses me off when folks want to look at Darian Williams' numbers and say, well, he's not scoring enough. No shit. He touched the ball one time.
Yeah.
And so what does that do to Paul the first time he gets it? He took the only mid-range jumper in this game so far.
Well, James, do you want to take a quick break and come back next commercial break?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, everybody, we'll have the box score play-by-play up, and then we'll be back next commercial break.
Back at it, Jake. 16-12 here, going to the under 12 timeout. And just looking at some of the stats here, it's been the Darian Williams show for NC State. 4 or 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. The rest of the team is 1 for 9.
Sheesh.
And Texas, again, owning the glass already. 5 offensive rebounds just to survive that last one without an offensive putback. 15-5 rebounding advantage for Texas. The turnovers have been NC State's way, so the shots are still. It's funny. State's already taken one more shot than Texas because of the turnovers. But yeah, somebody else has to step up here and play with Darian.
Yeah, and we were talking during the break. I think defensively or on offense, I liked what NC State did with getting the ball in Darian's hands versus Heidi specifically. Like you made the comment, play him off the court, like make him guard, get him in foul trouble, and make something else happen. But man, like this isn't a time of year to be cute. And some of the finishes around the rim, specifically that last one from Q, like just get to the rim and finish, man. Like quit trying to avoid contact and be flashy. You just got to play ball. And I feel like we're kind of missing that on offense a little bit right now.
Yeah, those are going to come back and bite you in a game like this where you expect Texas to score a lot of points. I mean, State, hell, to be honest, I feel like they're lucky for it to be 16-12 with the amount of shots they've missed around the rim.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, even there, that last scramble where they had 3 or 4 possessions that they couldn't get a loose ball, the possession error gives it back to Texas, so you're not totally out the woods yet, but you got to rebound those. And that's where, to me, we talked about Scotty earlier. Looking at some of the statistics, he's not really been a great rebounder when he's been out there. His defensive rebounding percentages and offensive rebounding percentages haven't been great, which surprised me because I'm thinking – that's why you want him out there, right? Go grab rebounds. And so, yeah, I think the rebounding is starting to kind of show up here a little bit, and that could be a concern here moving forward in this game.
Well, we talked about it. I mean, with how NC State's playing defense right now, you're asking a lot from Ben Allen Lubin. Like he's that last line of defense, and at least in that last 4 possessions that we saw of that last segment, he's breaking off of his man to go contest a shot at the rim, like when people are getting beat. So it's like you can't ask him to contest and then turn around, find a big, and box out and rebound like that. It can't work. It can't work that way. So somebody, and Van Allen Lubin's been doing a great job at that. Like he's been getting to the ball, contesting shots, making guys miss around the rim. Like somebody else has to step up and rebound.
Yeah. And who are you playing out there as a rebounder right now? I mean, that's where I go back to Scotty. You got to help on the glass. Looks like Will's being interviewed here. No clue what he said. If he says anything noteworthy, throw it in the chat. We've got the game on mute here. So Texas is inbounding the ball. 16-12. We mentioned it. Interesting. Williams has not taken a break yet.
Damn.
Another overhelping 3. That was a good find, though. I mean, typically guys aren't making that pass back out from there. But I don't know. I told you, Jake, I'm convinced this is just a year where teams are just going to make shots against State from the perimeter. If you leave them open, they're making them. And because some of it, we've talked about this, man. Some of it's a make or miss deal where you're going to give up open shots during the course of a game. I just feel like if teams have made an abnormal amount against State this year to where it's been tough to overcome.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, last possession you finally got, you found Lubin off of that pick and roll. I do like that offensive action that led to that bucket as they just drain another 3 in somebody's face. But, where you're having a guard set a kind of a blur screen with Copeland up top, I think that's been effective. You've seen Abel do it a lot. I've seen McNeil do it a lot. Like you're seeing it again right here. Like it just puts everyone in a tough position. Like, yeah, it's a foul call.
Trayvon Mark came in shooting 31% from 3. He's already 2 of 3. Just made an off the dribble in Copeland's face. Yeah. See, Justin Rouse has the common theme a lot of people have. The abnormal amount is due to terrible defense and terrible fundamentals. How many times have our guys been out on a shooter with their hands down?
I think that's part of the problem. I do think that's part of the problem.
It is part of the problem.
Well, that like what frustrates me about it is you watch the games and it's a mixture of that, guys
Or
getting
the one
hot.
we just saw.
Yeah, and then you get your fair share of those. So I think it's something where you gotta be a little more aggressive on the 3-point line. And I know that we're more protecting the paint, but like I think it's a mixture of playing that style of basketball, that brand, and also not having the level of athlete that can get out there and contest at that level. It's tough.
Are you a big fan of leaving your feet to contest threes?
No, depending on the shooter, I would say. Thank God. But I think that you want to do it. Obviously, if you're running late through there, why would just go? In this possession, I don't even know how it's going to end up, like a horrible shot. But it's the same shit we were doing against UVA, where it's just you got a quick finish, catch the ball, go right into a finish, and go up. Like the amount of times we wait and just like run in, let a big recover, is so frustrating.
Well, if folks want to ask why does Arsenal not play more, that's part of the reason right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't like be playing the dunker spot and be afraid to shoot the damn basketball.
Yeah, you got to go up. I mean, you just got to quickly go up. Q's been bad, man. 2-1 Heidi. Gotta get that cat out of the game. That was a good post move by their big right there. Like Darian obviously don't want to pick up a foul there. Like that was just, I mean, quick move for a big dude.
Yeah, he's been solid. Just stated the obvious, we can't make layups. Justin Rouse is right about that. State struggled around the rim in this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, good look.
I mean, those are the ones where if you're Paul, you got to hit those.
Yeah,
like, you can't have the other team making open ones, and you can't make your open ones. That's the frustrating part.
Good. Oh man, right to him.
Right, a block right to the big, and then they call a foul. What was the call?
Wait, do they call a foul on the first take?
I sometimes I don't understand officiating.
That's got to be a top 5 worst hairline in
what are we doing?
Basketball.
I've seen those on TikTok.
I don't
where you start with the really bad hairline and it ends up being one of those.
Yeah, like, you just got to abandon.
You start with like he's actually bald probably, and somehow the barber gets paid a lot of money to make it look good. I mean, I'm not blaming. Hey, that's great work right there.
Nothing worse than the Carlos Boozer fake hair from the early 2000s.
I just want to know how Boozer gets the beard. That's what I'm at. It's like the Mike Woodson. You know what I'm talking about? It's like all you have is the mouth surrounded by hair all the way everywhere. Matt Abel, good drive there and finish. Yeah. I mean that's again.
NC State must get the least amount of.
I don't get it
of loose balls of any team in the nation, and again that's like I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's an effort thing, or like NC State doesn't hustle after loose balls, but the amount that just like absolutely bounce to the other team, right, is like it's unbelievable. Like you think about the UVA game when the Ritter misses that shot off the backboard and it just it goes off the side of the backboard to a big standing under the rim. Yeah, they're not going to call any of that. I don't mind. I like Darian Williams in the post. I just don't like it when it results in fadeaway jump shots.
Agreed. Yeah, he had Jordan Pope on him right there. I mean, that's you can't shoot a fadeaway on a 6-foot point guard, man.
You got to get going to the rim, man. Like I don't get it. Like it seems to be the go-to for him, and it seems like just use your momentum and get going to the rim a little bit. Matt Abel saving a rebound there.
I mean, the inability to finish in traffic has been bad for State.
Paul McNeil with a step through beauty, man.
Yeah,
that was pretty.
Go.
Like, it's crazy. NC State, I feel like, has played a D level offensive game, and they're within 6 points, and Texas has hit 3 threes. I think that's encouraging at this point of the game.
Agree. I mean, you look at the way the two teams have played. Okay.
And then we call that foul after everything that's been let through this game so far.
Have we had the under 8 yet, or is this it? Feels like they've been playing forever.
This because we've been shooting the shit through the whole thing.
Oh, is that what it is? Did they have the under 8?
I don't know.
No, here we go. We're at the under 8 now.
That's just the under 8? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would imagine what we'll do is we'll continue talking through this break, through the next break in action. We'll take a quick break ourselves before halftime here, and then come back at halftime.
How's that a foul given the physicality of the game? It's the subjectiveness of a specific official.
So here's my take on that. And what I think from having talked to refs, it's like when you're letting a physical game go in the open court, it's fair game, right? Like if you're in the middle thirds and middle part of the court, like they're not going to call anything.
Mm-hmm.
When you get along the baseline, you can have and I've had a ref tell me this, you can have as much contact as you want, but if you force them to physically lose the ball or go out of bounds, they have to call it. They have to call a foul, which to me is the most ass backwards way of thinking about it. But I've had actual officials tell me that. So it's like, because it's like they're almost like, well, I can't just give them a turnover, but it's like, well, damn, you let them get away with a steal because of it, or a missed layup. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's just you're arbitrarily deciding that, like, oh well, like you can't cut off the baseline like that, but you can do it in the open court. It doesn't make any sense.
It's totally subjective. I mean, it's that again, you coach like I do. There's nothing I hate more, man, than being in a game where I feel like one end of the court matters more than the other based on the official.
Mm-hmm.
And out here, you've got 3 guys, and it really sometimes comes down. That's why I've always been a believer. Get rid of the off-ball block charge call. Mm-hmm. Because I just think, for one, I'm probably going to rant here, everyone. but I still don't understand in basketball when we talk about hand checks and contact, how I'm allowed to go stand under somebody who's shooting the basketball and let them fall into me. And you know the thing that's crazy, Jake, is like they now go and review the 3-point shot when you get under a shooter. Yet that's
another subjective ass call. Doesn't make any sense.
Right, it is. But then they allow block charge calls where what are you doing? You're getting under shooters. And you're rewarding the defense in that one. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone should try and take a charge on a jump shot and see what happens.
Just slide underneath it and let them crash down top.
Yeah, like that's the thing that's weird to me is it's like, why are we just allowing guys to rotate, not make a play on the ball? Mm-hmm. All I'm doing is undercutting you. I don't even understand the rule, much less how hard it is to officiate it. No. So my apologies, everyone. That was a rant there on the rant.
I can match you this. I'll fill the last bit of time before this game ticks back off here. We had speaking of ref inconsistencies, there was a night I was coaching a game versus Laney, who's a good program here in Wilmington, and they very physical team. And I was talking to the refs and like, oh, you just gotta let them, tell your guys to be tougher. So I said, all right. Next night, that's a good block. Next night, we're playing a team that's not as good, and we're being physical. And they called 60 fouls in that game at least.
Oh my gosh.
And there, I guess there's no consistency in the reffing game.
No.
Q finally gets one to drop there.
Holloman has 2. Copeland has 2. Lubin has 2. That is not how you want your 6 fouls distributed.
It is not. But at least your most efficient offensive player right now has 0 good double.
I mean, my guy has to have been in the paint 3 seconds.
And then throws a ball off the shot clock and gets a foul call. But this right here, this replay they're showing, that's clean. There's no foul there. But you get a big that has 3 bodies around him, automatic whistle. No sense.
Would you be fronting him?
Not with Sonya or with Lubin. I mean, I think you do your work early. You don't let them, like, they're letting them get themselves get buried. Like, that's the bigger problem, is not necessarily that he's catching it on your back, but he's catching it with you on his back at the block. Like, I mean, like, buck up and push big boy out of the paint a little bit. Like, make him make a move from 5 feet beyond the lane and see if he's good. You know, I don't get this letting him catch it with one step into a finish.
Cal Holiday says, I'm fighting the urge to not go to bed at halftime. I want to enjoy this game, but man, if we lose, it takes so long to wind down. That, Cal, if you're married or not, if you got a special significant other, that's what, you know. We'll leave it at that. All right.
7-7. Someone said called out the 7-3 foul call. Like that's a foul. It's the same shit. Like I don't get it. Like and they're like whatever they're gonna call that. See, the thing is, man, you tell your guys this, and I tell players this when we coach all the time. It's a common refrain, but you got to be 10 points better. Like at this point of the year when games matter, like you simply have to be 10 points better than the other team, and not even hope, but just you got to play that margin out of the game as far as the refs go. You know.
Yeah, I mean.
This isn't a game where NC State shot 50% of their shots were threes. Like, NC State's attacking the rim.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, if I'm critiquing what NC State's done so far, is like when they get to the point where they are getting to the rim, all of their finishes are away from their body, away from the rim.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
So you talk about a ref and the position that they're in. They're not going to call that foul when your body's taking you away from the rim. Mm-hmm. Like if you go through that contact towards the rim, that's what Texas is doing. I mean, yeah, you got to at least have
even
your
on that finish
going
by
that
Abel. It was even on that finish, it was a single hand extend finish. You gotta break down and get contact.
Traquavion Smith was the worst offender in NC State basketball history of that. I don't know that dude. That's a good block. I don't know that dude ever. Did they call a foul there? I didn't see the ref's hand go up.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, that's probably a foul.
Body.
Yeah, it's a foul. That one's a good call.
I'm good with those.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than the alternative for sure. I feel I gotta fix this setup for next time we do this because my TV's over here. So I'm looking. So every time I want to watch the game, I gotta turn away from the camera and look. But you know, we're all friends here. It doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I mean,
that hairline, golly,
that's sprayed on, dude.
That thing is deep center field, man. Like that's almost over the wall. What is Sonya? I hate initiating offense from there where your big's going 5. Like Sonya's not going to shoot it anyway, but man's catching the ball 10 feet behind the 3-point line.
But we've talked about it. There's another fadeaway. We've talked about like that was not him. That was not his game. And I'm interested to see what State does. I do not think State's going to go and definitively be a 7-footer in terms of how they want to play at the 5. I think they may bring in at least one guy with size like that. Not saying it's going to be their main player, but the guy has to be more comfortable playing the 5.
Paul and Bio.
And I think yeah. And I think Jake, that's where the miss was on Sonya is he doesn't have experience playing the way you want the 5 to play.
No,
you know, like
his he's never looked.
Bad. Well, and he's never looked comfortable like catching the ball. Like there, this is a big. I mean, there's an art to catching the ball in tight spaces. Every five can't do it. I mean, I'm telling you, it might be weird to say that, Jake, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can take three guys the same height, and there might be a fourth dude 3 inches shorter or whatever that's better in that position than they are. Everybody, and I just don't think he's ever looked comfortable being a roll man, being a dribble handoff guy, and that's to me the miss. He's probably a 4, if we're being honest.
Yeah, a 4 that can't shoot the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
can't
a rip
really
and
do much
drive
on
dunker
offense.
spot 4.
He also hadn't been as good on the ball as I thought he would be on defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's been fine. I don't have glaring concerns, but from the film that I saw and from the expectation coming in, you assumed he was going to be someone that could switch off onto a ball handler and really dictate where they went. And I don't really feel like that's the case.
Yeah. I mean,
So I guess here's the plan. We'll talk for a few more minutes here, but once the game comes back on for these last few minutes, we'll take a quick break. We'll have the box score up on the stream. Come back at halftime. We're going to continue the conversation, talk about what needs to happen in the second half. Hopefully NC State makes a run here. But as I say that, the game's coming back. So James, let's flip it over to that box score and we'll see everybody at halftime.
There you go. Halftime is 30-29. Texas as NC State made a push here while we were away for a quick break. State closed the game 6-0 run, last 2:19. Had a chance there at the end to take a lead, couldn't make the layup. And Jake, I don't know about you. If I'm NC State, I'm going to this locker room feeling pretty damn good about where I'm at because you didn't play well that first half. Now, again, you played well in certain areas. There's some things we're going to look at when we get into this box score that are going to be positives for State, but 11 for 31 from the field. Paul McNeil's 1 for 6. Quadir Copeland's 2 for 7. And you're down 1 point. And I think when you look at it and the fact that you've got Bakaitis with 2, Heidi with 3, Swain with 2. So those are their 3 of their main 4 pieces that they're really looking at for offense. You've got some foul trouble on your end with Copeland and Lubin and Holloman. But you have to feel good about the spot you're in right now if you're NC State.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, we were talking to each other kind of off camera when we had the other graphic up, and it's you can't believe it's a 1-point game. With as bad as NC State has been on offense during this game, like how are you within 1 point? And Texas started off hot from 3. They're still shooting 42%. Like, I mean, that's a wild. They're shooting 42% from 3, and you're down 1 at halftime, and you're shooting, 33% from 3, 35% overall. Damn, Texas is 29% overall though. So I mean, yeah. It's kind of.
Say we're playing defense.
No, it's unlucky for Texas, James. Come on. Put it in the chat. No, but I think positive wise, like Darian Williams has shown up. He's taken 10 shots. I think, if you can correct some of those fadeaway post touches that he's getting, like you'll feel better about it. I think you got to continue going to the rim. NC State's got to be frustrated right now by what they're seeing on off-ball defense, especially on anything they're running set-wise. Like the refs are letting guys get wrapped up, and I don't anticipate that changing in the second half. So you just gotta keep doing it. Like you gotta keep trying to run your stuff and get good looks. But you're getting to the rim. That's the positive part. Like you're getting to the rim. You've had some horrendous finishes that aren't even close. So it feels like, if you can course correct there just a little bit, you'll be in good shape.
Yes, that broadcast has NC State 6 of 16 on layups at the half. Texas is 3 of 8. So,
and how many fouls has Texas gotten on those layups too? Like that. That's the other thing that.
Yeah, Texas is 9 of 12 at the free throw line. NC State is 5 of 6. So you figure you probably got 2 or 3 more. Than every other team, or than NC State. Couple stats.
Sorry, real quick. Did Matt Abel ever come back in after apparently breaking his nose and getting a ball thrown off against it?
I didn't see him come back in.
I didn't either. Saw him on the bench, but didn't see him come back in.
Couple of stats I wanted to talk about in here. NC State played that first half, 1 turnover for NC State, and that's allowed them to overcome the offensive rebound disadvantage. NC State is -4 on offensive rebounds in this game. State's taken 3 more shots, though, so far than Texas. Now, some of that we talked about free throw shooting. You're getting fouled on shots. But still, being able to take care of the basketball has helped. Darian Williams, 10 shot attempts in the first half. Like, I've been asking for it all year. If you want this guy to be your scorer, if as fans we want him to be a scorer, get the volume shooting the ball. Make or misses. We need him 15-plus shot attempts. Trust me, Jake, if he gets 15-plus shot attempts every game, he'd have scored the amount of points that NC State fans wanted him to score this year. But there were way too many games like we saw against Virginia where it's 6 or it's 8 or it's 9. And he just wasn't good enough from 2 for that to be the way they used him this year. And so this game, he's got 10 points. He's made 10 shots. He's made 2 threes. He's made both his free throws. We're here at halftime. He's got 14 points.
Yeah, I think you have to ride that to a certain extent. I saw a question someone asked in the chat where they said, how do you attack over aggression on off-ball defense? And I think if you're NC State, like they're keying in. It's Paul Williams and Paul McNeil and Darian Williams specifically. They're doing this too, but it's when you're going over top of screens off ball. What they're doing is they're sitting on the high side. They're grabbing. Like, so what you have to do, or what I would ask guys to do, is you got to slip that at some point. Like, you got to set them up over the top, get them on your high side, slip back underneath on the low side, and then somebody else can pop off of that. But like, that's the kind of stuff you have to do. It's like, it's the difference between just running set actions versus being a basketball player. You have to be willing to realize when guys are cheating things or getting away with stuff and do something different to make it different.
And for me, I would go to using Paul Moore as a screener. I think you have to try and put his man in a position. Like, if you're not going to help off of him, if you're going to hold him anytime you're involved in a screen, start letting him be the screener and see if you can free up an on-ball player, see if you can get him open off some switches like that. Like, you just can't keep running him around screens if they're going to hold and tag him. And so we've talked before about the ghost action, Jake. I'd go back to some of that, right? Keep using him as your kind of your you call it a blur screen, ghost screen. Keep using him in that type of an action to create a gap for Copeland and see if that can, because my thing with Paul is, then this is where we go to when we talk about gravity. This is what we're talking about. Like, the attention he commands, you have to take advantage of it. And if you just are running him off ball screens away from the ball, and you're not using that to build off of, it's not really benefiting you right now because Texas is locking onto him.
Yeah, I will say where he's gotten away is on some of the inbounds actions that State's running. Like, he's gotten 2 or 3 really good looks. The other thing Paul has to do in this game is he's got to keep himself in check a little bit. Like, and it's conflicting, right? Because to give folks a little snippet of our conversation off camera, like as we're watching Paul, it's like, man, Paul's got to be. And your comment was Paul's got to be ready to shoot the ball, especially like in like transition, fast break opportunities, and he does. But once things settle down in the half court, I can tell by watching him right now that he's itching to get shots, like, and which is what you want. You want that mentality, but that last miss he had where the guy grabbed the ball out of bounds before it landed, the air ball, like, that's the kind of shot that it's just like, it almost feels like he feels that when he touches it, a shot has to go up, because in the half court offense, he doesn't know when he's getting it again. So, like, that's a hard thing to keep in check, but he's got to do a good job on it.
Keep moving, be ready in transition. There's going to come opportunities and windows to where you can get your volume up. I mean, you can make the same argument right now for Jordan Pope on the other side, Jake. He's only taken 3 threes so far. And the rest of the only shot attempts he's had. He hasn't had the volume he's wanted. State's done a better job on him. And so, I don't know, coming into this game, if I would have told you Trayvon Mark would be leading them on 3-point attempts at halftime, we'd take that. Now, they still made 5 of 12, and he's made 2 of 5, but you've been able to keep the volume of Pope and Heidi down, and that's been, I think, a key to your defensive success. And then you've been good in the paint for whatever reason, whatever we want to call it, luck. Some of that is factoring in, but they are 3 for 16 on twos in this game so far.
Yeah, no, Van Allen Lubin has been really good this game, and Sonya as well has been good around the rim. Like, they're both working early. Like, they've changed it up. I saw both of those guys fronting the post and doing it aggressively. I've seen them cut off the baseline. I've definitely seen them both helping off on any kind of drives. And now it's given up some offensive rebounds, but you're also forcing misses. Also saw one of Texas's bigs get blocked off the backboard by Trey Holloman. So I don't know if that was on anybody's first 4 bingo cards, but like, State's working on defense right now. And you've put, like, you're miraculously, with your offensive performance, put yourself in a position to steal this one. It feels like, new game, pretty much a 0-0 ball game right now. And, your guys outside of Darian Williams haven't been great.
Musa Sonya in 5 minutes, 2 blocks, 2 rebounds, and 2 fouls in 5 minutes. So There you go. Giving you something. Checking a box. You mentioned the rim protection. He's been good. They had a couple wall ups I thought were good. Some hard contest on layups. Don't give up layups. Send guys to the free throw line. I'm fine with that, especially if you're him. But yeah, 6 of 16 on layups. Can Copeland get going? Right. I mean, even right there at the very end, we've talked about him at the rim. I mean, he airballed a finger roll there at the end. Like that's something I think. Like when we're talking about the state right now in this game and what it could be, Jake, you're thinking about the opportunities like that you had early in the game, in the half, all the way to the last possession of the half.
Yeah. No, I think with Copeland in particular, I've said it 4 or 5 times throughout this live, but the dude's just got to get to the backboard. Quit. Everything for him is weird arm angles, lofting the ball up to the basket, and you're just not going to get foul calls. Like sometimes you might, but in this game they're showing you they're not going to call that, and they've been consistent on both ends of the court. If you're not going through that contact, getting to the rim, getting like to the level of the rim and finishing or attempting to, you're just not going to get a call. So I mean, for him, it's cut all of the cute bullshit out of your game and focus on a little more physical brand of basketball, which he's physically cut out to do. It's just a matter of making it happen.
So I had this question on the chat, or on the board. I want to ask you: was Darian Williams a 4 or a 3 at Texas Tech? He was a 4, right?
4. Yeah, they played him more at the 4. I mean, like he was. For me, with basketball nowadays, your position is not defined by offense anymore. Mm-hmm. It's more defined by who you're guarding on the other side of the court. Mm-hmm. And for the most part with him, he was guarding the other team's second biggest guy.
Yeah, and I just think for you offensively, you want him at the 4. We've talked about it before, downsizing to get quicker, right? I mean, that's something we talked a lot about in football, Jake. I know when I first started covering football at NC State, Chuck Amato used to talk about it, where he'd say, hey, we're taking defensive ends and making them defensive tackles. Right, mm-hmm. Defensive tackles, we turn into offensive linemen. Outside linebackers, we turn into edges. You're just moving everybody up to get more athletic. And it's the same thing in basketball at times with a guy like Darian Williams, where a lot of his benefits you're getting at the 4s because he's being guarded by a bigger, slower defender who's typically not used to guarding a perimeter-oriented player.
This game is a perfect example.
That gets negated. Yeah, this game is a perfect example.
Look at like how much more comfortable Darian Williams looks on offense when Cam Heide is guarding him versus when McSwain has guarded him a few times. Mm-hmm. Like to use the football analogy, it's a lot like, those big hybrid tight ends are so effective at tight end because they're getting matched up versus a linebacker. And, if a defensive back covers them, it's tough because they have the size and can go get contested catches. It's similar, right? Like the hope would be, and where I think it's fallen a little short this year from just a pure offensive efficiency standpoint, is when he gets a smaller matchup, he hasn't been as comfortable for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is, of getting to the rim, much like the Quadir Copeland conversation that we had. And maybe it's just been a reliance on that turnaround, fadeaway look. But I wish the mentality was there of if you have a smaller guy on your back, you're going to bury him and get to the rim.
Yeah. Darian's been great. It's weird. It's odd to me that at times, sometimes he looks kind of like we're talking about. He looks a little worse against smaller defenders, because you do still see a tendency to fade. We talked about the one touch he had earlier this half against Pope where you can't fade on that shot, right? And I think the thought of playing him at the 3, no, I don't. I don't like it. But I think some folks get hyper focused on maybe it helps you rebounding. For me, we got to realize that's one facet of the game, though. Whether it helps you or not, that's one area of the game. Like there's multiple areas that impact winning, and so if you get slower, if your spacing decreases, because that's the other thing with it, the spacing he gives you at the 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. That's what I was going to say is the path to Darian Williams playing more minutes at the quote unquote 3 for this year would have been Jerry Ding comes in this year and was hot from the 3-point line and was so good offensively that you had to find minutes for him, right? Because if that happens, and to your spacing point, like having a really, really good stretch 4, and then you have Darian on there who can be more off-ball spacing from the 3-point line, like that works really well. What would work horribly is if you're having Venon Lubin and Musa Sanya out there, or Venon Lubin and Scotty Abube, because Lubin's shot never evolved to where it was when he was at Vanderbilt. So, like, you can't punt in modern basketball for the most part two spots on the court not shooting the ball. Like, it makes everything else just too easy to defend.
And when we say not shooting the ball, that doesn't mean Van Allen Lubin can't throw in a 3. We're talking about, at least for me, Jake, I think we're talking about respecting the shot at 2 positions.
Yeah,
like
guys coming out to the
standpoint.
3-point line and guarding you.
Yeah, and so I think that's where I keep going to when we get into discussions in the offseason about roster construction, assuming the staff's here, you're going to have to look at it and say, are they really going to totally change the way they played simply because of is it going to be a total course correction because of the defense or rebounding? I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case.
Mm-hmm. So
because I think Will's been, an offensive style coach in a lot of his stops. And, I'm thinking back to LSU, you think some of the guys he's had in the front. I mean, I think they played Nas at the 5, Nas Reed, but he's a stretch. Tari Eason's a stretch 4. Yeah.
Saw a comment in the chat, a couple of them. Can we talk about how annoying Weaver and his hairline is? I know I was on that for a minute. I just don't get it. Like, and I'll say this, we can talk about it. I just, like, how does one show up for a nationally televised game and be like, nah, this is what I'm rocking? I just don't get it.
It's a high level of confidence.
And then because
you can't roll in with one of those and it not be it's not a talking point. It's one of those things where that the moment someone looks at you, they look above your eyes, right at your hairline, and then look back at you, and you're just wondering, are we going to say anything or not?
You remember Gene Cady, the Purdue coach with the comb over? Like, he did an interview where he was talking about how much money he spent on that, and like I don't know, man. Like, I'm lucky my hairline ain't going yet.
Hey, man.
But you've embraced it, man. Like,
I've embraced it. I will remind folks, I still can grow it. The problem is it just takes a little longer, a little too long. And I don't want to tolerate the work you got to do with it when it's not all the way there to make it look the way it should look. So I'm of the opinion, just go ahead and get rid of it. Those who love you will still love you, Mr. Wilcher. Is that was it Wilcher? Which one is it? It's
a Simeon.
Shadal Weaver, Mr. Weaver.
Yeah, Shindal Weaver. Yeah.
The ladies will still love you. Trust me.
Yeah,
you will be. Okay. I can't even say that anymore. The whatever you prefer, sir, will still love you. Got to make sure we're okay here.
The other thing in the chat that I saw, I'll tell a quick story while we're in halftime still. Someone asked about the Brighton connection. And I can explain that in like 45 seconds because I've always been a football guy or soccer guy, sorry. And I stopped watching it for a long time. Then I had kids, and I found myself up routinely at 7, 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday morning. And that's on TV. And I was like, well, I'm going to pick a team. So I did some research. And, they're a coastal town. I'm in a coastal town. I like the way they run their organization. So that is where I chose to support.
There you go. I mean, you need to get with Mr. McLean. He's big on the soccer stuff over there. Okay, I want to ask you this. There's a post in the in-game thread. I put up the 6 of 16 on layups. Yeah, but it's not like they are uncontested. Most were against size and pretty high degree of resistance. Yeah, several of them were, but several of them didn't have to be. Right? Am I wrong in that?
Dude, I just think back to the Copeland miss on that fast break where he gets past the guy and tries to like drop it in, but he's too far away from the basket. So it's like It's a horrible miss. Like State's had some bad misses around the rim. I think back to the Arsenault catch out of the dunker spot. Like
Right.
dude catches it and he sits there and waits for a 7-footer to come and contest his shot and block him out. It's like the biggest complaint for me when State's played size is the indecisiveness. Like just catch the like you need to be when you're in that spot, you need to be stepping to the rim like as you're receiving the ball. And then just going up to the rim and whatever happens. You get blocked, so be it, whatever. Like the old school days of pump fake and get a guy off their feet, like that's your counter move. Like that's what you do after you finished off of a quick drop as you're catching the ball. Like yeah, and it's ass backwards now where guys want to wait, pump fake, do some craziness. Like no, just catch the ball and go up first. And once they react to that, that's when you start mixing in some other stuff.
Yeah, and even if you don't have that, and if you are worried about contact, play off 2 feet. Like there were a couple of times where I thought Paul could have or Quadir could have played off 2 feet more and made a couple of those layups less contested. And it's funny because we're discussing this. He has been living in the paint. What the hell?
Well, we're back.
So we're back at the game right now. That's what happens when you have it on mute. You don't even know when it's going back.
I could have bullshitted all day about random stuff. That's not ideal. Like that's my worry with what just happened second half is like they're gonna just start finding big boy if we
But
don't.
you can adjust your defensive coverage though.
Yeah, 100%. But you can't have it to where what just happened, like that's clean apparently. But you can't have it where you don't have Lubin on him. Like Williams can't guard him down low. Whoa, what a screen by Heidi. Jesus Christ.
I just think we're too quick to double. Like, God.
No, that was good. That was a good possession right there. That should have been Heidi's 4th foul right there too. Like we talked about on that jump ball call. Like they're just, yeah, that's all Heidi.
Just inbound the ball. Why do we have to let them? Why do we have to allow them to do this? I hate this.
Like that's against what this is supposed to be. Like this is supposed to be like a quick, like review it or don't review it. And now we're getting guys like look at the play for 45 seconds. Quit holding up the inbound, man. Like we're playing. That's off Heidi anyway. Yeah, I don't see how you overturn that unless there's a different angle. Like, I mean, his hand's inside, it hits off, the ball doesn't change directions. Like, and I agree.
Yeah,
I saw
Frank's
comment, the being held thing. Like that should have been Heidi's 4th foul. Like he's getting grabbed. He's getting grabbed. You know. I mean, I don't have the audio on for the game, so I can't tell what the announcers are saying. But to me, that looks like it's off Heidi's hand on the inside, and then I don't see the ball change rotation after that. So for me, that looks like it's off Heidi. At the very least, couldn't make the change there.
It turns into a guessing game. I mean, based on what you saw, I don't see how you can overturn that on those angles. Maybe they have a different one.
Also, the referee didn't even make a call for 10 seconds. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
But why don't we inbound the basketball?
Why weren't we allowed to inbound the basketball? But you saw Copeland standing there like, give us the ball. Like either make a decision or don't. Like you can't let these coaches dictate what's going on.
And see, that's to me as a coach, I'd be getting in a ref right there after that. Because look, we're trying to go. I mean, you made a call. I hope they adjusted. I think right now on the NCAA level, you can't review fouls, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's just out of bounds plays and maybe goaltends.
Goaltends, out of bounds. I mean, yeah, I don't think you can do fouls.
I was talking with one of the state assistants. I can't remember, not assistants. Might have been one of the Zooms we did with Patrick Stacy, but because he handles the reviews. I can't remember what game it was. We were arguing about a foul that wasn't called, and he kind of pointed that out. Like they couldn't review it, but hopefully it'll get adjusted to where you can use your review for whatever you want to use it for.
That's what the NBA does. I think the stupidest part about this whole thing, the review, is that you get the two, or you get two. No, you get one, right? You get one. If you get it right, you get a second one. But then if you get the second one right, you don't get any more. So it's like, in what world does that make sense? Is that you're like, it's purely from the TV side, and so I just don't get it, man. Like it. You should be able, as long as you have a timeout, you should be able to review.
So here's the angle from the baseline.
This will be the one that tells you right here. Now that's off Heidi. Yeah, it's off Heidi. You can't tell that goes off. There's no way you can tell that goes off Williams.
I don't think so, but we'll see what they decide here. I mean,
I feel like my track record on football reviews.
Like both of them are off Heidi.
Yeah. I don't, but like my track record on football reviews this year have been really good, but I've been probably like 60% on what I think when I see.
Well, by the way, we've been at a 2-minute TV break. We don't already have a decision made.
How do you overturn that? Like what's the definitive view that shows that going off Williams? Like, see, that's where I don't understand. Okay, no, it didn't. Okay, we're good. State ball.
I thought that was a bad challenge. May not matter, but
they're out now. They can't do it again.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is that was one where that wasn't obvious enough to use, in my opinion. Oh God!
It's like if Trey Holloman's going to play, like you got to knock that down.
Just
and I get it. It's just one shot, good steal. Oh, see that fit there? There's
that's
another
the stuff.
one.
Like Paul, you got to get those, man. I mean, you got to come up with those loose balls.
Yeah. Come on, Paul. Bang, baby. All right. That's your point. That's where Paul McNeil.
Like, that's where you get going.
If he's going to have a shot, you got to be going. You know.
Yeah.
You got to be just running and get to your spot.
Run to the 3-point line, get to your spot, hunt out shots early.
He missed the shot, but
right there. Like where's Trey look like? You need to be looking the other way.
See, that's where I don't like Lubin doing that. Like it's again like that. You just gotta catch and go, man. That was an impressive take the big had for them last possession. Real choppy to start here for both sides.
Oh God.
What is Holloman doing? Like, get him out, man. Like, I don't see that's not productive offense.
This is what I'm telling you when I tell folks he thinks he's an offensive player for this team. He thinks he's an offensive player for this team.
Like that's just a bad that's with that, and that take was with like Lubin doing his part, holding off the big, and like I feel like Trey thinks that he's a better finisher at the rim than he is because it's every take going to the rim is what he does. Like there's no craftiness, like a little floater or something. Like you think with a guard his size, like you'd rely on that at some point, especially when you have someone held out. But yeah, I agree. It was probably a foul, by the way. It probably was a foul.
We just had 3 or 4 possessions where no fouls were called on either. I thought there were a couple that you could have called at the other end. I mean, that doesn't mean you drive in there without a plan. And like, I don't like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you shouldn't be 3 minutes into this half and 3 of your possessions have been Trey Holloman usage possessions.
No, there's no, like Trey should not be like that common of a used player. Just no way.
Wait, someone said, I got a text saying they won the challenge but lost the ball. Like, how's that not the same?
That's he was Yeah, okay. Yeah, he was out. About to say he's laying out of bounds when he turns the ball over. You can't review
Did
it
they
anymore.
win the challenge?
I don't see how that would have happened, or how we could have been our ball if they lost the challenge. But he's on the baseline. I mean, yeah, it's got partly touching the black. If you touch the black, you're out of bounds. They called it a jump. Oh, okay. So they called the ref. That's why the ref took so long then. So when they called it a jump ball, like they couldn't decide which way it was. So they called it a jump ball.
What are we doing?
Why are we challenging though? If the ref called it our ball.
Why would it be a jump ball?
Oh, okay. So no, it was a jump. What I again, I don't have my audio on. What I assume happened is the ref was on the play, ball goes out of bounds. He didn't have a clear look. He looked to the sideline official. I saw that. He didn't make a call yet.
Which play are we talking about here?
The first one, the challenge that you're talking about, right?
But I thought they were about to inbound the ball with Copeland.
I thought, well, they did because it was state possession arrow. So they would have called. So what happened was the ref couldn't make a call, and so they go to alternating possession if they can't make a call.
But then why is it called on the court here Texas ball? I thought they just pointed NC State's way.
That's what I thought too. But now we're saying they challenged it, so I don't. Yeah, I don't know what again. I don't have. But I mean, the guy's tailbone is touching the end line, so I don't see how that's not overturned. Okay, so yeah, that's a good challenge. Yeah, tailbone right behind the jersey line is touching the out of bounds line. Ooh, that's really close though. But anything on the black is out of bounds. And yeah, we are. Tim, that's purely a case of we're doing our best to watch the game and without any kind of audio.
Yeah, my fault, Tim. We're if we had the audio going, you wouldn't hear us. So we have to mute it in here so we can talk.
I think after this under 16, we'll take another break for the next in-play segment and then come back. That's a foul.
Here we go. More.
I don't get. I still know Abel, but I mean, I guess you probably won't see him for a while.
Again, like we talked about these pockets, right? Like the first 5 minutes of this game, you had one touch from Darian Williams. You've played 4 minutes now. Has he touched the basketball?
Heidi out with his fourth though. That's big. Look at that, man! Like tell me that's not a okay.
But has he touched the basketball?
No. There's the reason why right there. I feel like this is a part of the game. That's a really good inbounds play. Where if you're NC State and you know, hopefully they don't lose the lead right when I say this, but like you got it back. It's where you need to extend a little bit. Like you need to get up by 7 points and then start really putting some pressure. God, Trey Holland is so bad. What a game. You got to get Trey out, man. Been bad. So yeah, we'll talk through this break and then we'll take a look.
I don't like, again, we'll talk more about it in the off season. We'll get more vocal about what was going on. I don't understand the amount of playing time Holloman has received.
The start of the year was good. The start of the year was encouraging from what Trey Holloman was giving you. And then, you know, he got hurt. You saw Breed put in really good minutes. You saw Abel put in like more growth of minutes, and he started to come around. And then when Trey came back, he never really got back going. He had a couple of games where that started to flip, but more often than not, you've just had off nights. And I mean, like the SMU game, I feel like since then it's been downhill, and the whole team has been. But like you got to get somebody else in. And I saw some questions like, "Where's Abel?" I haven't seen him come back in since he took that ball off the face that that either broke his nose or did messed up his nose pretty good because he was bleeding out of it. Had a tampon in his nose. Saw that. So I mean, who knows? But hopefully we see him back in here coming out of this timeout.
I mean, I don't know. Like, we again, lineup construction matters more than roster construction. Regardless of who you have, you need to be playing the right guys.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, that you have a fast break that turns into a layup for the other team. When you lose games by 4, we'll get on here and talk about how small our center is, or how small our 4 is, and you have plays like this that happen.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference too. Like as I watch Holloman, like there's a big difference between Copeland over dribbling the basketball and Holloman, like in the bad scenarios that come out of that. Because Copeland can over dribble, but like it rarely results in something like that happening. Whereas with Holloman, like he got lucky they called that foul a second ago on Heidi, and because that would have been another turnover. It's just I just think it's yeah, you gotta change something up coming out of this timeout. I would have to think so.
I mean, he's had what's that? 5 usage possessions already this half.
Yeah, that's just way too much. All right, the game is back, James. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back at the next TV timeout.
41-38 under 12 TV timeout. Texas still leads. NC State's going to the free throw line with Matt Abel. Yeah. Fouls are starting to mount up right now for NC State. I'll give a quick rundown on where we're at. You've got Cameron Heide with 4 for Texas. Van Allen Lubin now has 4 for NC State. Trey Holloman 0 for 3. Paul McNeil 2 for 8. I just keep getting attracted to Trey Holloman lines. I need to stay away from it. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get very mad.
Wait, what's going on? Like in the second half with the usage, like it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't get it. Where did that come from?
I don't get it. You've got Terrence Arsenault hasn't played this half, and someone made a comment in the chat. I'll give credit where it is. Let me pull it up. Laughing at Weaver's hairline, but dude makes winning plays. Look, 2 totally different discussions. We can talk about, just joke. Great guy, good kid, all those different things. But you were exactly right. I was telling Jake off air, that's the exact type of player this team lacks.
Yeah.
And that is the type of player that should be playing with their 4 main offensive players. Right, Jake? You're going to be in there competing, trying to, pick up the scraps, try and get loose balls, try and do all the little things that a team needs.
Yeah.
And it's weird. If I'm State, that's one of the first things I'm going to target in this portal cycle is I'm going to try and find me a guy that'll be that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. I look at guys State's played, like the Australian kid from Pitt comes to mind. Mm-hmm. There's certain dogs that you need that are going to come out and just be overly physical, aggressive. Like they're going to track down as many rebounds as they can. They win you possessions and they make winning plays. And the beauty of those type of players, and we saw it when Texas played NC State the first time, like when a guy like Weaver makes a couple shots too, on top of like the kind of garbage like drives that he can give you, then you're almost gonna win the game because it's gonna be as like a cherry on top of everything you expect to get from guys that you expect to be guys for you.
100% agree. I don't.
Lubin picking up his 4th is bad news bears right now, man. Like I think like you're gonna need Sanya to do something. I don't know what it is. Probably won't be offensively, but you're gonna have to have him continue to hold up on defense. Like these are a big, probably 4 to 5 minute stretch for Musa Sanya right now.
How will you use him? That's the question. I continue to think you got to keep Valkaitis in actions. You got to go at him in the half court. Ball screen. They've got him out of the game right now. Can you take advantage of this? You got to make free throws.
Yeah, got to make those. Oh. What is NC State from the line? 6 of 8. That might be outdated now. Still a 2-point game. Like you had the lead and you shit the bed there for a minute, and then you fought your way back. Just need a couple more stops. Some weird plays too defensively for NC State of being matched up odd. Like even right there, like I don't understand why you switched that. Good board. All right, so this is where Darian needs to get to the rim, or just pick the ball up.
Okay, now if I'm Sanya, what am I trying to do here?
Just what do we do? Like why?
See,
you got Jordan Pope on you, man. Then just hand down Holland, Weaver,
killing them on the guys. It's outworking Copeland. Like to me, that's. We can talk effort if we want to talk. I'll call it that. That's just a different type of player, Jake.
Yeah.
Like it's just the skill set of a player. It's who he is. And if you don't have those types of players, I feel like I've said this for years covering NC State. Like if you want to be a defensive team, get defensive-minded players. If you want to have rebounders, recruit rebounders.
Mm-hmm.
Like asking pretty guys to rebound, good luck.
Yeah. Like you can't. I don't know, man. Like it's like we'll talk after the season's over, but it just boils down to like you can call it like I think Wade said what they invested too much in skill over athleticism. I think you invested too much in guys that were very, very well rounded. That's turnover. And you didn't get enough guys that are really, really good at one particular thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, dude, you need some grit players. You need to recruit some grit players. And if you don't have them,
Weaver has 10 boards.
yeah,
10 boards in how many minutes?
it's a willingness to understand my role and what I'm at, what I'm trying to do. Why not grab the ball, dude?
What is Darian doing, man? Like,
no, Richard Howell was not pretty. Richard Howell was a nice looking young man. I can't say that. But
dude has 10 rebounds in 17 minutes.
Texas is choosing to play Williams straight up on the post ups. Smart move.
For as physical as everybody's being in this game, every foul NC State's gotten has been off ball this half, or away from the basket. Like you can't tell me that
Scotty Abube got his third foul.
Not even in the game. It's a record. It's a record, folks. Saw it here. The post up's fine. I saw someone just comment that the Darian post up's not the way. I'm fine with the post up. I'm not. Oh wow. I'm not fine with the just get fade away. Like you gotta get something going to the rim, man.
I mean, if you're hurt, dude, get out the game.
This has been. I saw someone say that this is one of the ugliest games of the season. Offensively, it certainly has been. And this is not a defensive juggernaut in Texas. We talked about that. Like Texas has been average at best on defense. Like for as bad as people want to say NC State's defense has been, I think NC State from a metric standpoint graded out better than Texas.
I don't even know what Sonya's doing there.
Dude, Sonya's got to go out of this game. Gotta get him out. Gotta get him out.
Where's the other guy? Where's the other rebounder though? Like that.
That was 3 fouls in 15 seconds by Sonya. I want to say.
Can we get a replay of that? Because like I don't even know what happened to they came from the other side.
Fouled out.
Oh, he's got some European in it. It's just hitting soccer moose.
Oh man, whoever just said Sonya's the worst big man in the last 20 years missed the Jalen Gibson year. They missed.
Come on, man.
Like, I mean, come on now.
Who's my guy that ended up at Georgia Tech?
Ebby Dewana. That's the same team.
No call.
Yeah, that was the same team. That was Ebby Dewana and
imagine that's your five position.
Yeah, I think I'll take Sonya. I will say I hope Ethan joins the post game Zoom because he said early in the year he's like that's a fucking foul. Okay, but he's like that Sonya was better than Lubin and would take his minutes by the end of the year. I believe that was the comment by Mr. Ethan.
No, I mean look, to me the issue with Musa is he has not translated over to the 5 position.
If you think Moose is as bad as Jalen Gibson, then I mean, offensively they both might not be good, but defensively outside, God, Abel, make your free throw. Like he was much better than Gibson defensively.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh! Tell me what Sonya better. He's better. He has an IQ. He can play. I mean,
Gibson weighed probably 185 pounds.
I don't want to spend the day discussing Jalen Gibson. No offense to Jalen Gibson. And all of this is a 3-point game.
I can't believe it. This feels like, I mean, outside of when NC had to lead and I said they needed to push it up, and then they get down by 7 points or whatever it was.
Someone said, what did we pay Sonya? Not a lot.
Bube is lost.
How's that?
How's that goaltend? Yeah, tell me how that's a goaltend. Guess we ain't challenging it. Just looks so disjointed, like we're just forcing shit. That's a foul here. That's okay.
Add Shindall Weaver to our list of fairy tale players. He's up to his 11 rebounds and counting. And this is my issue with State, man, from an offensive rebounding standpoint. Like, try.
Let's get you do something like we're settling.
Bube's a bad watch. We've been saying that all year. I don't understand why people's been wanting to play him.
He's a big dude that he has some hustle in him, but
yeah. And I feel like we're watching the 80s again, where everybody was happy that Bill Lane Beer played 35 minutes a night.
All of a sudden, you're getting a foul. You are getting a foul in every possession for NC State.
There you go, and that's how the lead's going to stretch out.
This 9-4. Starting to be danger zone. Like, I know people joke about firing up the post game, but like this is
oh god,
you need something.
Bradley Frank, almost like these guys are going to concerts instead of practicing in the gym.
Trey Holloman shot. That's a fair travel. And see that like of all the contact that they've had on drives. Like, that is...
What they even call there?
They called a foul. And1. I thought they were going to call a moving screen on Abube, even though people have been doing that to State all year. But, yeah, I guess the big did slide into him. But, like, I don't know. Like, if you're going to let all that other stuff go, I don't see how that's a foul. Like, that doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, I mean, down 5 can cut it to 4 coming out of this timeout. I mean,
give me some talking points. I'm going to take some notes for the what are you thinking on the post game?
Well,
I've got down Weaver. I've got that. Like,
that's 2 games in a row. Weaver's just like had made a big impact. This game is completely different than the first game, but like I think Weaver, I think offense and usage, I think is a big one. I think being transparent, these next 7 minutes, 8 minutes are gonna really determine what these topics are gonna be for the post game.
Yeah, to me, Weaver's the story of the game. It's crazy to say that when we were expecting it to be a high-scoring game and he's taking 4 shots. But a player making winning plays, man.
Yeah, I am a bit perplexed. No Arsenault minutes in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know, fucking whatever. They might have been mad at that layup he didn't attempt and said we're done.
Maybe.
But I'm not saying that's right. I don't agree with it. Because at least, like I said, if that's our biggest worry with him offensively is he won't shoot the ball, that might be a good thing.
Yeah. It might be, or Breed for that matter. Like, just get, like, I guess it's hard to bring someone off the bench that hadn't played all game, but I saw someone say put Val in, not worth it playing a booby. I don't think with 4 fouls and the way that they're calling this game right now, I think it's too early to bring him back. Especially when you can cut it to 4 right here. You got to try to buy just a couple more minutes.
I mean, can you get him in stretch and hit a couple shots?
That's the thing. We're gonna need someone to make a big 3 here over the next few minutes. Just feels like one of those moments, and it feels like it's gonna be Paul McNeil if it happens.
Well, the way you get Paul going is you got to get going in transition. Texas is not allowing you to run your actions for him.
They're not, no, and it's probably not going to change in the half court.
So there's 2 different ways you can get him going at this point, in my opinion. Can you do it in transition? Can you get offensive rebound scramble situations?
Yeah.
And you got to commit bodies to get offensive rebounds at some point, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're probably worried a little bit about Texas's running game transition. Neither team's running in this game right now. Both teams have 4 fast break points.
I appreciate the love for the live, Carp in San Diego. I love the last comment. This has been criminal to real basketball.
Love you, brother. Get your bracket in. Bracket challenge.
I say cut it to 4 right here. Like, can you just continue to keep the pressure on and keep them off of the foul line? Like, that's going to be the biggest thing for me to watch over the next 3 minutes. That's an offensive foul,
dude. Scotty is going to foul out. You're going to have to bring Val in pretty quick. Well, part of it is why is he so aggressive?
You can't.
Like, why are you up there flailing? You're going to put the ref in a position to call something. That's not hustle to me. That is
not even on the ball. That's just
right. Like just back up. This is my issue with State defensively. Sometimes it's like, dude, you don't have to be that physical and aggressive. Back up.
No, like there's no need, especially like if you're supposed to be hard hedging on that screen. Like you should be on the out. You should be on the outside of the defender. You're like playing right behind him.
On his ass.
It's just another just a
free
waste.
Point. Just a free point here. You're 1 foul closer to getting Vin in the game.
Does he have 4 now too?
I don't know. I mean, he's got to be near it.
Here comes a reckless shot. Oh. Boy, what a bailout.
Yeah. Does he have 4? He's got to be near 4.
Yeah, I mean.
He got
him. Yeah. He got him, but Scotty was about to foul out right there anyway. if they don't call a foul there.
Where's Scotty at? He's only got 2. So you might be
he only has 2
time here. If the fouls even out, State will be in some good shape. Hopefully the fouls even out. But you got to start making Texas make some shots at some point. You can't keep sending them to the free throw line.
No, that's what I'm saying. You got to keep them off the line now. Like, you put yourself in a bad position. Bacchitis has 4. Bocatitis. Bacchitis, whatever we want to call him. Another bad haircut. All-time bad haircut team right here. Did they take Scotty out, or did they just have him back and said he's not going to get offensive rebound? Nope, they got him out. Okay, Bacchitis went out, so I guess or Vocatitis, so you can go a little smaller.
All right, can you rebound?
This group's good rebounding.
This is where I don't understand not going with Arsenault.
Yeah, he seems like he would help you out there.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, good shit.
Get the ball.
All the fouls you don't call, or you do call on the other end, and you're gonna call that. Stopping a score here is absolutely massive. Quit clapping, just play defense, man. I hate that shit or stuff so much.
Let's go.
It's like clap if they're walking the ball up the court, but of course, oh, there we go, easy. That's the problem with this lineup. Like I don't see the rebounding, like where it comes from.
It comes from luck. It comes from the ball bouncing to somebody the right way.
Like here comes.
I mean, I don't mean that to joke on lucking.
Thank you. That's like why are we not? Why has that not been what we do when we play when they go small and put a guy like Weaver there? Put his ass in the basket and go. Arsenault played in the first half. Carpin hadn't played in the second half. Had an atrocious take that probably might have put him in the doghouse for this one. They called a foul. Like what's the foul? Like they called one like foul, like a non-shooting foul on Texas. Like we're not getting any of those calls. And I don't understand it. And then you put and then with all of that you've called on that end, you got them in the double bonus now. And so now they're gonna like it's a ref show.
This is another reason why like I hate to play the guy to foul situation because you just add to this. I mean, now you're in the bonus and
in a double bonus, man. On a drive that, and that's the thing too, it's on a drive that is so inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Like all like that, like that's nothing.
Yeah. Get the hell out of the way.
So is that going to transition into the 8-minute timeout? I don't know.
But yeah.
All right, last 5.5 minutes, James. What's your biggest keys?
Foul line.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
I mean, foul line. That's the game's going to be decided if you can play defense without fouling. Can't believe you went with that lineup without Arsenault.
Yeah, I mean,
but
the plus minus on that lineup though has been probably even.
Yeah, I mean it's been even, but like my thing is, can he get you another rebound or so?
Yeah, because he's been one of your better rebounders from a guard position. So I mean, still feels like we're waiting on that big three too. Like I think State in this position down 3 with 5 to go. You're looking for. You need some kind of 3 probably at some point. Went back to Lubin here. See, this is where he's going to try. He's just got to keep going to the rim. Yeah, what a horrible, horrible shot.
Don't fade.
This is a big possession. Just feels like a big possession.
That was just too Paul.
Paul has had a real rough night defensively. I mean, he's been not good. like the contact on these drives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that. What is the difference in that and the non-shooting foul call you just called earlier? And now we call that because I guess Wade screamed enough.
This has been such a weird game from watching a referee perspective because it's been so wildly inconsistent. Like it's an odd mix of they're letting them play, but then they're not letting them play on they're letting Texas play like that for the most part tonight, but not NC State. And I don't understand the ref show in March. Like
I say it on both sports, man, is we talk so much about
Copeland just took a soccer dive right there.
We talk so much about players, coaches, rosters, lineups. These damn guys decide a lot of these games, man.
Yes, they do. Copeland just took a soccer. There's your European Sonya rubbing off on Copeland there.
Hey. Turn into a foul fest.
It is going to turn into a free throw shooting contest where we're going to shoot less. Easy shit. I feel like NC State basketball over the last 4 weeks, once that losing streak started, has just turned into other teams can generate easy offense. Man, that's tough. Oh, wow. What a call.
All right, can we inbound the ball or do we have to wait and let them review it?
Oh, it's under 4 minute timeout, so I think they're going to get a long look at it. I don't know how that works. Do they get to the end of that timeout to decide if they want to challenge?
Like, why? These are the things I don't understand about players either. Why are you asking for a review on that? If you're Swain, like you clearly dropped the ball, dude. Do you see it, son? Jake, do you get it with your guys? It's like, it's hilarious now, by the way. We've got high school players asking for reviews. It's not happening in high school.
We actually did have a review in the state championship game.
Oh, really?
So it was weird. So West Charlotte hit like kind of a layup off of a pass. We signaled for a timeout. The clock kept running down to 0, and their players on the court. They had fans come on the court. They had to clear it all off, and the refs went to the monitor, which I didn't even know you could do in high school basketball, and decided how much time was left on the clock. That's a side note, but yeah, I think that you just really need this call to stand. You need the ball coming out of this timeout, and you need to just like. I really don't have a good feeling if State doesn't tie it up sooner rather than later. Like, it just doesn't feel like, with the way the fouls are going and the way that the game's being called, it doesn't feel like you have a great shot if this drags out and you're just trying to play catch-up ball.
We defended, though.
Yeah.
You see what happens, though, when you don't play offense? Then there's another problem you have, right? I mean...
You asked that question in one of the previews. Is like, would you rather be a team that's like entertaining and loses, or a team that like plays defense? And I guess you'd rather be a team that, I guess we both said, you'd rather be a team that wins regardless of how you do it.
Yeah, that's the key. That's where I joke with the doomsday roster construction discussions. Is really, you were like a couple wins from being good roster construction.
Oh, you were a couple like this team was. I know people want to say like, oh, well, you win more games and you're a better NCAA tournament seed, but like there was a couple, like the Kansas game, like you're a historic performance off from having like another marquee win.
Yeah.
If you could have held on to the Georgia Tech and Notre Dame games, like you know. I get it, and the season's not over, so we'll hold that conversation for later. But anyone advocating for tournament expansion should be forced to watch reruns of this game.
But here's the thing: is like I can watch Houston play a game, and it'll be the under 4 minute mark, and it's 58-53.
Yeah,
and we'll call that great basketball, though.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, how you if you get to this score with under 4 minutes for whoever's playing. There's a lot of shitty offense.
I don't hate that State does that. Saves 4 seconds off the clock, 5 seconds. Like everything is just like metal on metal, like just this grinding basketball right now.
Jesus. I mean,
like another, like just as a winning play, like you say, tip a ball from out of bounds. Like I just don't get it. Like what do you expect? They're not going to call that.
Why aren't they?
Williams can't guard anybody. God bless.
Why aren't they going to call that?
Yeah, now you're real danger zone right here.
My comment has nothing to do with. I do think it has something to do with the score because
that's ball game.
This is what I mean with Copeland.
That's good defense, and that's our ball. Did they call a foul?
Probably.
Man, that's horrible defense by Williams.
Why are you pressing up on Mark? But this is the problem. These. Damn, how many steps he take?
Yeah, Weaver.
That's ball game, boys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one to. You have Titus coming back. Titus coming back in too.
T. Gilly sucks ass to lose this playing game and not even get to enjoy the actual tournament. What do you mean? You're in the tournament. I view it differently than a lot of people. Like losing on Tuesday or Thursday, you play.
Mama Weaver running up the stands. Dang, we're already getting the Will Wade used car salesman line. Man, what a fucking...
Here comes the turnovers. All right.
Yeah, that was going out with a whimper here.
But did they compete?
Up until this timeout, it seems like it. Just letting them get a... Man.
All right, so I'm assuming after this we're going to have the Will Wade watch is going to be on. I would have liked to have heard Kevin Keats tell us what he would have done.
And one, okay. Not give up quite yet.
That's over.
I'll be the
dude,
the bastion of hope here.
You just had 3 terrible turnovers from your point guard, man. You can't do that. I mean, my expectation is NC State's going to go out and find a point guard that it can be high usage but can shoot the basketball at a good clip. Like I think that's going to be a focal point in the offseason. A different point guard than Copeland, in my opinion. Yeah. And look, I'm saying that fully. Like Quadir had a great season, like surpassed expectations, all those things.
Wow, great!
But just right there, like how late are you on that? Like Jake, that press right there is press 101. You cannot allow that pass to get to that middle man like that right there.
Then you got to turn and go. Like I'm interested to see Paul McNeil stands there and watches. Like you get beat if the ball gets past you on a press, your ass has to turn around and run back to the paint, and we're just watching it happen. Like that is.
But I mean, like that's the same version Miami ran. You got to take that pass away.
Yeah. Bad rotation, 80% shooter at the line. Yeah.
Jimmy V ain't walking through that door. You're not missing these free throws.
I'll tell you, I like that big kind of guard from Virginia Tech.
Buster Boy D says, if Wade doesn't go out and immediately nab 3 skilled bigs, I'm not watching next season. I don't understand why we keep talking bigs. A lot of your issues defensively are at the perimeter positions. The perimeter positions.
So Lubin's out. You got their big in. What do you do here coming out of the time? Arsenault has to come in, right? Out of a
They'll
out of a
probably
out of a
they'll probably put
timeout.
Bube in there.
I mean, I guess
Because of rebounding. So, yeah. Rim protect. Texas has 4 blocks. State has 5 in this game. Texas is 10 for 21 on layups. NC State's 11 of 25. There's not much. There's not been much difference in this game from a rim protection standpoint, Jake.
nope. No,
But I mean, it's a casual,
generally good around the rim.
Yeah, it's a casual take to have, though. I get it. I mean, we can just say that and not look at it. Like, to me, you've got much bigger issues with your perimeter defense.
Yeah, Arsenault. I don't get Arsenault not being on the court right here. They're gonna call foul on on Holloman before this ball even gets inbounded. Almost guarantee it. Let's see what happens. See what he can do.
Like, you got to get that. You can't let the ball get back to the inbounder.
Well, it's a travel.
And how do we not get that loose ball?
We got possession arrow.
I mean, get the inbound steal. You can't let it go back to the inbounder.
It's the first pass you take away, but no one
First pass
over.
you take away, dude. Like,
all your other rotations come secondary to that.
Right.
Trey Holloman force up some craziness right here.
Dude, he can't get a call, man.
Like, that's crazy with the amount of foul calls that they've called around the rim, and that wasn't a foul actually.
It was a foul. It was a foul beforehand, though.
Yeah, it was a foul at the top going into the drive. Yeah, but they're just gonna let that ride for some reason or another. Here's where you get Paul McNeil to look off of the three. Like, they're gonna set some. Look at Paul getting held right off the rip too. But he's gonna be coming off of a screen. Bang!
I mean, he barely caught that ball, dude.
Yeah, he was. I'm not certain he wasn't out of bounds when he caught it either. Here we go. Can we do a better job? Third time a charm on this trap they're gonna run.
I mean, I don't know what you do here. It's a 2-point game with 1:05 left. You may back out. I mean, I would still.
No, you trap, but you don't foul, unless like.
But like, they are waiting. They are trying to give you the turnover to the inbounder.
I know. Just take the pass away. Like, that's where I'm like, keep going, because you've done a shitty job of trapping twice, and you've gotten a turnover out of it. You know what I mean? And they will call a foul. I agree with you, Kylie. They're looking to call fouls right here.
I mean, like, you guys should know.
Well, hey, watch over the top right here. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
yeah. Whoa. Come on, you pointed it. What's the call?
Do they review under 2 minutes still?
Do we have a review?
We have one left. I don't know if you want to use it with the timeout situation. They're going to get a good look at it.
You need to use it. That's on them.
I can't see it. I couldn't see it good enough.
He swipes backwards.
Oh, how does that? How does the
timeout? Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, wow! I didn't realize that they gave him the timeout. That's
Hashtag
bad.
officiating matters.
Honestly, the amount of play the refs have had in this game of deciding the outcome is crazy. Like you've had
Oh my god, what makes sweeping
37 whistles for fouls. Not to mention you've had 2 reviews, one of which was odd. You didn't even make a call, so you might as well challenge one way or the like. That's the thing. If you're a college coach and you have it, and they ever get in that situation of calling a jump ball with the way the rules are set up, like you might as well challenge it because they'll be able to make a decision on who the ball went off of.
It's so funny, man, because like we're watching this game with no volume. Everybody knows it's a timeout, and we're sitting here arguing about whose ball it is. Where's Wade's wife? She looks happy. Will.
I feel bad for that assistant coach in the back for Texas.
James Johnson says, "Stop with the ref stuff. This team is in position because of the way they have played this game. Yes, it is all about us."
And look, I'll say it. Like it's not all like the refs didn't decide the outcome of the game, but like they've had too much of an influence on the outcome.
But why do we need to like? Isn't that like common sense? Yes, the guys shooting, passing, dribbling are major factors in deciding the game. You can't look at that play right there though and act like that has nothing to do with the outcome of this game.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like the old adage: you don't want to put yourself in the position to be affected by that. But once you are in that position, like I don't think it's. I mean, it's too much to ask to have consistency in how refs officiate the game.
Every team would like to win.
Wow, how do you not get that?
Like, foul him.
No, don't foul.
Every team would like to be in a position where the refs won't matter.
This is the biggest play of the game. And it's going to be Paul just getting driven at. I don't like that one bit.
I don't either. Good defense, better shot. Yeah, good defense, better offense.
NC State 1 timeout left. Saw that coming. Oh, my God. Shit. They didn't call timeout either?
Trap that. Trap. What are you doing? They don't have any, do they?
They have 1 left. What absolutely.
All right, you got the possession arrow, right?
No, we just lost that on the last Williams tie up off that press. Texas has it.
Okay. So you can't go for jump ball here.
You gotta trap off of the inbounds. Play it for about 7 seconds until they get across half and foul. I think that's your play. I mean, I don't see any other way you call it here on defense. Like I wouldn't foul immediately. You gotta. They've been shaky enough where you gotta, unless it's a bad free throw shooter catches it, I guess. But I would still probably rather trap. Didn't hit a 3 this half. Texas didn't. I saw that graphic.
Defense, boy, defending, working hard.
Watch over the top.
I think they have somebody lifted. Must be Williams or.
Yeah, Williams in the back playing free safety. Go.
Don't foul. Off his knee.
Oh, it's us.
Off his knee. Off his knee. Oh.
Foul.
Perfect. Yeah. Don't foul.
McNeil again?
Nah, you can run something here, man.
You can, but you still got. If McNeil's open, I don't know, man.
I just don't want a prayer. Like,
why did they not put their big white guy back in? Because if State's going to go to the rim, I don't know, man.
Slip it.
Someone slipped that. Yeah. Oh my God! What a world do we live in? that Trey gets bailed out on that. I you know how pissed I was about to be. Like I don't have the volume on, so it took me a second to see that hand get raised. That is a foul. That is a foul, though.
Oh my gosh!
Big time knocking on wood. Gotta have one of these. Good God.
Oh my God. Nervous.
Cold-blooded.
Everybody's tough. Everybody's tough till they be in that position.
Oh, man. Knock us down.
Everybody's tough until they get in that position. And I already saw that we must be behind because I've already saw the score on the stat broadcast.
But peeking. There's going to be a foul called on this possession, right? Like there's there's not a world where there's no foul called here. Just feels like it's going to be unavoidable.
Oh my gosh. Look, what a lucky shot, dude.
Their whole team was halfway on the court too before we called timeout. You're never going to get that call, and you shouldn't, but I mean,
I guess that's bad defense. Both of those last shots they hit. That a story of NC State season. Oh,
that was good defense.
Of course it was. Just like the last bullshit mid-range jumper he hit.
This little white kid, man.
Instead, Trey drives to the rim with 18 seconds. What are we mad about? You got to the line. You got to the rim, and they took a mid-range jumper contested.
Just try to get something called at half court.
I mean, like someone said, Quadir missed 2 gimmies. All of those plays we talked about earlier in the game come back to haunt you. All of them.
It's the longest timeout in the world, too, man.
Fucking a mid-range jumper contested. You can't tell me this season wasn't like just totally. Oh my gosh. That's the stuff I'm talking about, though. Defense. We want to talk about defense.
Got Quadir taking it out. I mean, I think you try to get someone catching it around half court and hope that.
I mean, you just got to try and throw something in. Because you don't have time, I don't think, to get a pass off inbound.
You got one dribble. No, you can't pass it, but you can get one dribble.
Yep, ball game. All right, wrap this one up. For our premium subscribers who are not in or who are on the website, we're going to go over, start our Zoom up here as NC State loses 68-66 to Texas in a game where I'm trying to look at this final play here. Yeah, that's a block.
That's clean.
All right, Jake, you want to wrap this one up?
Yes, sir. See everybody, all the premium guys on the